So yeah, that's what we were talking about, right? Weaponizing the mind. What to
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean? Weaponizing the mind, in this modern day, with so much information out there, almost like a overload of information, really. What does weaponizing the mind mean to you? And why should people weaponize their minds?
Well, that's a great question, Jordan. And to everyone that's listening, this is the Powerful Interviews podcast. We're going to be coming out with phenomenal content consistently. For those that don't know me, my name is Arthur Robinson Jr. I'm the creator and host of PowerfulInterviews.com, and I'm a partner of NationalDiversified.com. That is our private equity company. And my partner that is asking me questions right now, his name is Jordan Phillip.
Yes, sir.
And he has his own phenomenal podcast show, which is the Entrepreneur Spotlight Podcast. But right about now, we're doing the collaboration economy by coming out with our own show. We're going to be coming out with consistent content. We're going to be coming out with content that's going to make you think. And then in addition to that, we're going to be coming out with content where you're going to take necessary action steps and follow blueprints that can take your mindset and your business to the next level. But remember, you have to implement what you learn. Now, Jordan asked me a great question about weaponizing the mind. And it's a war going on inside our minds right now. So, for example, you have the conscious and the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is going to the conscious mind always what to do. And basically, the conscious mind doesn't like when you do things new. That can be you start your own podcast show. That can be you going to the gym. And when you actually go to the gym, you can be fully committed and going all in, going to the gym. And then over a month, your subconscious mind is telling the conscious mind, you know what? I don't want to go to the gym today. I just want to stay complacent and stay home and, sit on the couch and eat chips and look at, the Maury show all day. All right. So your brain can be your worst enemy. Your brain will actually talk you out of things that you should be doing and you have to do, but it's telling you not to do. So your brain gets lazy. Now remember, the strongest asset that you have is your brain. And what you think about and what you take action on, that will become your reality, and your mentality creates your reality. Your brain is your most powerful asset, but if it's not used correctly, your brain could be your most powerful liability. And with weaponizing the mind, a lot of people today are very stagnant when it comes to what they're thinking. Now, in addition to that, you have to think differently if you want to be successful. And success can mean different things when it comes to people analyzing success. You could be successful with going to the gym. You could be successful with cooking. You could be successful with cleaning. You could be successful with just parenting your kids the right way, for men and women. Now, men and women have different skill sets. Women come from our rib. Now, when it comes to a man picking a woman, basically, if I go out and purchase a house, a real woman will take that house and turn it into a happy home. If I go out to the grocery store, like the Whole Food store that I shop at, and I purchase food, a real woman will take that food and turn it into a meal if she can cook. All right. So with that being said, in terms of everybody has a skill set, but you have to really capitalize on those skill sets. And you can do a lot together, then you're doing a lot in regards to individualism. All right. You never get nowhere on your own. Now, in the beginning, you start out as a solopreneur, but as you start to grow your business and as you start to scale, you're going to need the help of other people's skill sets, other people's talents, and other people's belief systems. That's what people have to really focus on. It's a war going on inside of everybody's mind. So when it comes to weaponizing the mind, you have to be very careful and very selective of what you put inside your mind. You have to reprogram your mind from toxic thinking to take action thinking. And I don't look at the news because the news, their number one product is to scare you. Negativity. Every time you turn on the news, what do you see? You see rape, you see pillage, plunder, recession, depression. You're getting dumped with negativity. But what people should be putting into their mental garden is positivity. Information from people who are doing well. Information from people who are not dwelling on tragedy, but more on success. So I don't like what I see what's on the news, so I create my own news. That's why I tell people weaponizing the mind is so powerful, meaning you have to be careful of what you put inside your head. If you don't be careful of what you put inside your head, you're going to be screwed. So you got to decide what side of the coin you want to be on. This whole world is built on a system. Because when people enroll their kids in school, basically that school curriculum that they're learning is not the real information. That's fundamental information. And right about now, we're in a technology age, and technology is constantly evolving. So what kids are learning in the school systems is tainted old information. And the right information will change your current situation. Every idea enters the school system every 50 years. So when you create a curriculum for the kids, curriculum just means control. But you can create your own curriculum. Kids should be learning about how to build their business, how to grow their business, self-confidence, value systems, creating online income as well as offline income, how to greet people, how to meet people, how to network, how to build each other up, and how to bring one another up. Because basically, when you formulate a solid team and you formulate a solid culture, team stands for together, everyone achieves miracles. That's what we should be doing on a consistent, regular basis. It's all about bringing each other together. It's all about collaborating cultures. And once you collaborate the culture and you focus on skill set, mindset, you can make a lot of things happen by focusing on your skill set and your mindset, because people build businesses. The business don't build the people. People build businesses with the right mindset, and you have to make sure that everybody is accountable for the position that they are actually partaking in. So that could be, you could be the CEO of the company, but you don't have a vision for the company. That could be you have a position as a COO, a chief operating officer. That's what that means. The COO cleans up all the junk that the CEO doesn't see. Or you could be a CMO, a chief marketing officer, meaning that how are you marketing your brand or your company? What's going on with sales? What's going on with marketing? What's going on with operations? Somebody has to be in charge of that. All right. So the people that's in charge of that, they had to have a specialized knowledge to take this business from 200,000 or 500,000 or $1 million to $10 million. Then you might have a chief financial officer, a CFO, a chief financial officer. Now they get paid $200,000 a year if they're working for a reputable brand, and they get 1% equity inside the company because they bring value to the table as a chief financial officer. So those acronyms in regards to the titles that men and women are actually position themselves in terms of big brands. It could be their own business, or they could be working for a Fortune 500 company or Fortune 50 company or Fortune 100 company. Everybody has a responsibility of one thing in that business: to increase top line revenue, bottom line. Okay. And the people that don't produce, guess what? That's when their jobs are in jeopardy and they actually are going to get fired. You are based on, when a company hires you, to perform and to increase top line revenue for this company. Period. That's what the business is based around. A business is a commercial enterprise that runs without you. But if it runs without you, that means it's delegation, and you have people in place that can make sure that top line revenue is at its peak and it's constantly increasing. Sales is constantly increasing. Marketing is constantly increasing. We got to keep branding yourself. Just because you have a company, that doesn't mean that people are going to know about that company. So it's up to you to market you and to market your business. And that's how people are going to gravitate towards you in regards to what you're selling. Businesses have solutions to people's problems. So when people hire you to do a specific job, they're hiring you because they feel as though you have the solution to their problem. And that's the bottom line. So when people hire you and you have a skill set, don't bullshit that person in regards to you telling them you know how to do a certain skill set, and then they find out you don't know how to do that skill set, and the next thing you know, you're under a contract, they probably gonna, take you in court to get their money back because you said you can perform a certain skill set and you didn't, or you didn't meet their expectations of what you can do. So you had to be very, very aware of when you tell people a specific skill set that you can do, you got to deliver on that skill set. Because if people question your skill set, now your name is tainted. And reputation in business is bigger than making money. Once your reputation gets tainted, you're basically done. And nobody in business, they may not give you a second chance. Sometimes you don't have second chances. It only takes one time to make a first impression on that man, that woman. And that's when they're making the ultimate intelligent decision to say, I want to be involved with you because I like what you bring to the table in terms of your value. Your value that you bring to the table, I can't bring to the table. But your value that you bring to the table is going to help me and my company. It's going to help my people excel to the next level. I want to follow your footsteps in regards to what you bring to the table. And if they do events, they may say, listen, I want you to share your specialized knowledge with my tribe, which can you speak to my audience or to my tribe? Who's going to be there? First of all, if you hire me to speak, or let's say I'm doing it for free. First of all, do you have a date for your event? What is the venue? And what type of value do you want me to deliver? Do you want me to deliver a 30-minute speech? Do you want me to deliver an hour speech? Are you going to compensate me for the knowledge that I'm bringing to the table to your audience or to your tribe? Or is this for free? So if they're paying you, are you going to give me a retainer? Or are you going to pay my public speaking fee outright? Now, when you first start now, you're going to have to do free speeches. But then free leads to a fee. And you have organizations out there and associations out there where they are craving for speakers and they'll pay you $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. But you have to build that credibility up. And if you're a published author, you have a book, guess what? You give away that book for free as a token of your appreciation and say, listen, there's 100 people, I want to give away 100 books for free. Or you can add that into your speaking fee and say, okay, you know what? If you pay me $5,000 as a bonus, I'll give away 100 books to your audience for free. Okay, so the event coordinators and the event planners that hire speakers, they're always looking for, are you credible? What value can you bring to me? Because that speaker has to make that event coordinator or that event planner look good. And what is going to be the impact that my audience is going to actually endure from your speech? So the way that their tribe came in terms of that event or that workshop, they can't leave out the same way. They can't have the same mindset as they came in. So once you make that event coordinator, that event planner, or that organization look good, then guess what? They're going to hire you again next year, or maybe in the next 5 or 6 months, because you made them look good and their audience, their tribe, they got a lot of value of what you deliver with your speech. Because every speaker is different. You got some corporate speakers, you got some business speakers, you got inspiration and motivational speakers, you know? And I think today, some people don't need to be motivated. You know, people today, they need to be really educated. And they have to adopt the mindset of, I got to take action on a consistent, regular basis. You only get one life to live. There are no sequels. So at the end of the day, if you're in your 20s, what you do in your 20s is going to be determining what you're going to be doing in your 30s. What you do in your 30s, that's going to determine what you're going to be doing in your 40s. What you're doing in your 40s, that's going to determine what you're going to be doing in your 50s and beyond. Once you hit a half a century or you pushing towards 50, you even before that, you got to take your life very, very seriously, because there's a lot of people that's counting on me. There's a lot of people that's counting on you, Jordan. There's a lot of people that's counting on a lot of people, especially when you got sons, daughters, your mother, your father. Guess what? When they get older, you got to take care of them. And if you don't have money, it's going to be very, very painful when it comes to, let's say someone passes away in your family. Well, guess what? You got to pay for those funeral expenses. Everything is an expense. And as a business owner, what's your biggest expense? Taxes. That's your biggest expense. You got to pay tax to the IRS. You're not getting by if you don't pay the IRS. But with the Internal Revenue Service and the Internal Revenue Tax Code is designed for entrepreneurs to win. So you have to decide what side of the coin you want to be on. Do you want to become wealthy, or do you want to remain stagnant, or you don't want no money at all, or you just want a regular 9 to 5? But as long as you work in a 9 to 5, you will never be paid what you're worth. If they pay you $20 or $50 an hour, then guess what? They're making $200, $300, $400, $500 an hour off of you. That's the money you should be getting. But as business owners, they get that. And as you're an employee, you get the short end of the stick, and you always get the short end of the stick. But you can always stack your money up, grind, and take that money and invest it into your business, or invest into a skill set where you can always make money. So when you asked me that question earlier about weaponizing the mind, everybody is going through weaponizing the mind. Everybody is going through toxic issues, toxic relationships. People that started out with you might not end with you. People that was for you in the beginning, they might not be for you. So you got to be very selective and very careful of who you do business with, because everybody that claims to be your business partner might not be a great business partner. They might be a great friend, and even though you grew up with them in the neighborhood, but at the end of the day, do you got the same hunger as me? Are you willing to learn? Are you coachable? Are you teachable? You know, these are things that you have to ask yourself. That's why I write down my goals every single day, especially if I want to start a new venture, business venture. Write down your goals. What do you want to accomplish? What culture do you want to actually build with your company? For example, do you know Tony Hsieh, the owner of Zappos? Zappos is, you can buy, intellectual property. You can buy products on the Zappos platform. You can buy shoes, other accessories. Well, Tony Hsieh sold that company, Zappos, for $1.6 billion. Now, Zappos is located in Las Vegas, Nevada. When you come out there, they escort you around because they have a culture. Now, if they ask around, for example, let's say you was working there, Jordan. They say, you know what, Jordan, I like you. And they ask other people, how you feel about Jordan? And they say, you know what, Jordan is always talking about the supervisor, that he don't like the supervisor. He don't like even working here. He just here for a paycheck. Well, guess what? That becomes viral within your own company, the people you working with. And once that gets back to the decision maker of the company, the decision maker meaning the owner of the company, or maybe one of the owners of the company, once they get back, then guess what's going to happen? They're going to tell that supervisor to get rid of you. And guess what? In the Zappos community, if you don't fit the culture in terms of your attitude, they'll pay you $2,000 or $3,000 just to leave because you don't fit the culture. Now think about it. Every brand has a culture. McDonald's, they make their money off of real estate, but they're a franchise business. They have a culture. No matter what type of food they serve horrible food. They French fries, they hamburgers, they serve horrible food. But guess what? They have a system. So that's why they will always make money. Burger King has a system. Wendy's has a system. Sears has a system. And Sears owned Kmart, and they went out of business. Macy's has a system. The Trump, his brand, in terms of his hotels that he runs, he have a system. Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs, before he passed away, he has a system with the iPhone, the Apple brand. All these big companies, all these big brands, Goldman Sachs, they have a system. Now, when you develop a system and you have distribution channels that is marketing your system to the world, you're going to make money. But guess what? Who is in that system? Dedicated men and dedicated women that want to see you win. Like, for example, Jordan, I want to see you win. I want to see who I'm affiliated with. I want to see you win. Because once people are winning and once people are making money, guess what? You'll never go broke in terms of the relationships. That's what it's all about, building long-term, meaningful relationships. Because if I'm feeling your personality and I'm feeling your work ethic, and especially as in alignment with my mission, I'm going to always want to be staying connected to you because you making an impact, you making the difference. And guess what? We all making a difference together. There's no I in team, but there's an I in win. But at the end of the day, that's the team I want to be on. And I respect people, whether they broke or whether they rich, because we all need help. And everybody doesn't know everything. The multi-millionaires, the hecto-millionaires, even the billionaires, guess what? They always looking for new ideas. They just know what they know in terms of how to make money. But what is ideas? Ideas is a real capital of real wealth. Ideas is a real capital of real wealth as long as you implement the ideas. Now remember, a lot of people think capital is money, but capital is not money. It doesn't mean money. The word capital comes from the Latin root word called capitas. Capitas means knowledge in the head. Knowledge in the head. It doesn't mean money. So when you got the correct knowledge and you got the right systems and the right people in place to execute the systems, that's when you're going to make money. How are business owners and entrepreneurs making money? They see that people have problems in the marketplace in regards to their business, and they find solutions to their problems. When you can find solutions to people's problems, you're going to be in business for a long time. And you're going to put smiles on people's faces, because happy customers are loyal customers. They keep coming back to you wanting your product or your service. And when you're creating a product, you got to create a product in the eyes of the customer, not in the eyes of you. That's a big difference. What you want is irrelevant. What the marketplace wants, that's what makes it relevant. So when you start thinking differently and gearing your mindset towards how can I create intellectual property that the marketplace wants, that the marketplace demands, because it's supply and demand. Do you have enough inventory in terms of your supply, and is the marketplace demanding for the product that I am presenting to the world? And if you're doing that and people resonates with that solution, then guess when they pulling out their debit card and their credit card and they're investing in themselves because they're telling you that the money I'm giving you is basically worthless in regards to the value that you're giving me. So the value you're giving me is superseding the money that I'm giving you. That's the bottom line. This whole system is built on money, but you got to have God in your life. You got to put God first because God is the creator of everything. And then you focus on your health because your health is your wealth. You focus on your kids. You focus on your mother. You focus on your father, the people that's important to you. But guess what? That's your immediate family. That's your bloodline family. Right? Now, they say blood is thicker than water, but that's only in certain cases. You need water to live. You learn that in the basics. That's exactly what A-list artist said. His name is Styles P from the Lox. So at the end of the day, that's true because you do need water. Just because I haven't grew up with you, that doesn't mean that you're not valuable to me. Just because that you're not in my immediate family, that doesn't mean you're not family because guess what? When the marketplace, what is the marketplace? People. When they start investing to your product or services and they turning your life around financially, that is your family. That is your extended family, but you might as well bring them into your immediate family because they turning your whole life around. If you making $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 a month from people that is investing to your products and services, that's your family, and you got to care about your family. And as a business owner, entrepreneur, care about your customers. Don't just look to extract the currency from them. Look to help them. Look to serve them. Once you serve people, guess what? Now you are building a business with purpose. Without purpose, you have no focus. You must focus in on what type of an impact that you want to leave the world, what type of mark you want to leave the world. And when you interacting with people, you have to ask yourself, how can I add value to this man or this woman just within the conversation? Like, I love communicating. Communication equals wealth once you become a great orator or a great communicator. See, communication is the key ingredient when you are interacting with people. Also, in addition to that, Jordan, communication is the channel through which life is conveyed. And that's the key word, which life is conveyed. Because you're conveying value every time when you are interacting with a person, when you're having dialogue with a person. Value is all around us. For example, you in your office right now, that light that's on, that is value. Because if that light was off, you couldn't see. When you go to a restaurant and you order your favorite food and they bring, let's just say they bring out some chicken and mashed potatoes, they bring value to you to what? What's the purpose? To fulfill your belly because you're hungry. In exchange, you giving them money for the service that they render to you by cooking your food and bringing it to you pretty and the things of that nature. And they respected the customer, which was you. And then when you leave from there, you felt good about that service that that waitress or waiter did. What are you saying? You know what? That's why I tipped them good. Always respect people's hustle. I don't care. I don't care if they walking the dog. I don't care if they aren't clothes. Respect people's hustle because that's how they make money. And don't be cheap when you're tipping people. Don't leave a person $2, $3 and they gave you a quality service by bringing your food to you. Leave them the $20 tip, $15 tip, $10 tip. Because guess what? They're gonna always remember you when you come back. They're gonna be searching for you when you come back, because they know the state of mind you have. They know, you know what? That man or that woman, they respected my hustle. They ain't leave me a cheap tip. They ain't leave me a $2, $3. When you leave a person $2, $3, that's an insult. All right. So think about that. If you are cheap, then guess what? Your customer's going to be cheap with you. So you had to adopt the mindset that anybody you come in contact with, especially if it's service orientated, you got to look at them like they are a multi-millionaire or even a billionaire. And even if you're dealing with people that's broke, always respect them as they are multi-millionaire billionaires. Because when you encourage people underneath it all, you inspire them, even though they might not be telling you that you inspire them. Words are powerful, and you got to be very selective of the words you choose to come out of your mouth, because your tongue can be a gift or a curse, depending on what comes out of your mouth. If you keep using profanity, then guess what? People can pick up on that, and they can make the decision to say, if I want to continue this conversation, I want to get out of this conversation. Now, sometimes profanity is necessary, depending on the situation, if you get frustrated. But the whole thing is, you got to keep your feelings in check. Don't let your emotions sabotage your blessings. And I always say that and emphasize that to people, because people, when they get emotionally involved, they only going off at that moment of being emotional. You got to look at the whole picture when you are interacting with people, and don't let people rub your feathers. Don't let people see you sweat. If people are agitating you, it could be your boss if you're working at your job, or then again, it could be it could be your parents getting on your nerves. It could be your children getting on your nerves. How are you going to handle the situation? How are you going to respond to they may be out of line in terms of their behavior, mentally as well as physically? So you got to be the bigger person and say, you know what, I'm taking the high road. I'm not going to let you rub my feathers. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to communicate with you where you understand. And in addition to that, I'm going to communicate with you and let you know that you're wrong, but you're going to sit down and you're going to respect me. And we're going to have a conversation on why are you cutting up with your attitude. You got to have the right attitude. You got to take action. But when you're talking to children, you got to communicate with them on how they can understand. Okay, right. So yeah, so basically I was just letting the whole world know that you had to be in control of your emotions, and you got to always take action as a man. And you know, when you got the right woman in your corner, and she's in your corner unconditionally, and you and her corner unconditionally, y'all can actually build a strong outside the box empire together. But guess what? You can build an empire with people that want to see you building empires. That's what the Rockefellers did. That's what the Rothschilds did. That's what the Bilderbergs did. That's what Warren Buffett and his business partner Charlie Munger did when they built Berkshire Hathaway. That's a powerful holding company. You got to have the right people that wants to build something of significance. And once you do that, you're going to be in business for a long time. So I appreciate the question of weaponizing the mind, because it's definitely a lot of weapons that's going on inside of people's mindsets today. That can be happiness, loneliness, scarcity, abundance mindset, freedom, cheerful, spiritual, inspiration, motivation, education. Some people want to be benefactors. And a benefactor is a man or a woman or a teenager that loves helping others. And that's what I love doing. I love serving others. I love providing phenomenal content to people. But remember, you have to implement what you learn. Knowledge is not power. The implementation of knowledge, that's what makes it become powerful. So I appreciate the question, Jordan, of weaponizing the mind. And I always tell people, be very selective and be very careful what you put inside your head. Read a powerful business book 30 minutes in the morning when you wake up and 30 minutes at night, because that information, you're going to rest on that. Don't look at the negative news and the negative bullshit that's on the news. All right? That's to derail you. The more you in tune in with the wrong information and the more you engage in the wrong information, you'll never become successful that way. And a lazy man or a lazy woman, they'll never get what they want in life. You only got one shot at life. So while you're here, fulfill your purpose, create value. And once you create value, you're going to get a lot of people want to be a part of your value system and to be a part of your belief system. So I really appreciate the question that you asked me, Jordan.
Definitely.
And that was a phenomenal question, and I'm glad I could deliver on that.
Definitely. You more than gave me a lot. That's what. Sorry if I'm looking down. It's because I'm just taking notes over here on everything. Like you said. I mean, it's tough. For young people out. These days, just tough in the sense that there's just so much information out there from all different angles and all different types. I guess finding the right people to connect with is huge. And I'm thank you again for really connecting with me on this. And hopefully, not hopefully, I know for a fact that this information that you're sharing with me is going to affect the world. That's without a doubt, because there are other people who are going to watch this, and there's somebody out there who's in a similar situation as a young man, a young woman, who's going to benefit from this information. And what now in all my interactions with people, I'm going to be working to connect more with people just to kind of further share this type of positivity. And it looks like that's what we'll be connecting to do. Keep it consistent. We won't say exactly what right now, but at least me and Art have been discussing kind of how often we're going to be doing this, and it looks like it's going to be pretty regular. So a lot more information. And Art, are you okay with, in case somebody emails in a question or something like that, are you okay with kind of taking questions from anybody who might have a question for you?
Yes, yes. They can definitely email me at arthurrobinson.king@gmail.com if you have a question about business, or if you're going through a situation with your husband or your wife or your kids, or just going through a depression stage. I definitely can resonate with that, and I definitely give you some valuable tips on how you can actually elevate and overcome that. So you can definitely email me at arthurrobinson.king, King, at gmail.com. Also, don't forget to go to the website powerfulinterviews.com and sign up for my free download on how you can actually build wealth, the 5 characteristics of becoming a successful entrepreneur. That's for free. And also, in addition to that, me and Jordan Phillip, we're going to be actually doing phenomenal outside the box podcast shows, which this show is called the Powerful Interviews Podcast. And, I interview successful multimillionaires, hectomillionaires, and some billionaires all over the world. And we also going to be bringing on exclusive special guests that's going to deliver so much value in regards to building your business, scaling your business, in regards to wealth, in regards to what you truly desire as a business owner. Why do you call yourself a business owner? Why should people want to do business with you? We're going to be coming with so much phenomenal content that's going to definitely rock your socks off of your feet. I promise you that. All right. And if you go to the website, you can see my pedigree of people that I already interviewed. I interviewed Jeff Hoffman. He's a billionaire. I interviewed Steve Forbes, the owner of Forbes Media. I interviewed Dr. Matthew Knowles, and Dr. Matthew Knowles is Beyonce's father, the singer and actress Beyonce. I interviewed a former heavyweight champion, Larry Holmes, and many other phenomenal business people. Okay, so me and Jordan, we just coming with our perspectives on life and business in general, and we're going to be bringing the heat to each and every one of you with consistent, phenomenal podcast shows. So stay tuned. And we're going to be bringing on phenomenal guests where you're going to be learning different perspectives from their mindset and the experience that they experience in business through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because in business, you're going to experience good, bad, and ugly. And in business, you're going to have ups and downs, basically you're going to be going through ups and downs in business, and ups and downs will always be around. But remember, just focus on winning and don't focus on losing. But even when you lose, you're still learning. The more you learn, the more you earn. And that's exactly what the great billionaire Warren Buffett said. So stay tuned for the Powerful Interviews podcast. We're going to deliver phenomenal outside the box content that you will not find anywhere else. So stay tuned.
Definitely, definitely. Can't wait, bro. All right.
So this is Arthur Robinson Jr. I'm the creator host of PowerfulInterviews.com and the Powerful Interviews podcast. And we have Jordan Phillips. So Jordan Phillips, can you let the world know what we're going to be doing?
Definitely, definitely. So again, I mean, really what the kind of dynamic that we have going on here is I'm a student and I'm elaborating on the information that I'm learning from Arthur, who's extremely successful in his venture, the people that he's connected with, and the way that he's broken down the information and shared it with me is just unbelievable. I mean, already I myself have been focusing on growing my platform as well, incomeoverexpense.com, where I write articles, and I'm going to continue to disseminate because I feel that my most effective form of communication is really through the written word. So I'm going to be taking all of the content, and some people are more interested in reading at certain times. So we'll be taking the same thoughts and ideas that we're kind of distilling through on the show with Arthur and other amazing guests. And I'll be going through and writing articles on that content, and we'll just be sharing more and more information for people out there. And it really is an interesting team, an interesting duo that you have between Arthur and myself. And as time goes by, we'll kind of share more information on our personal backgrounds and business ventures and everything. But I think definitely it is going to be an awesome venture. I'm looking forward to this journey. It's going to be amazing content coming out. Myself, again, Jordan Phillip, Income Over Expense, with my guy, Arthur Robinson Jr., powerfulinterviews.com, now connected up for the Powerful Interviews podcast. And I mean, we're just getting started. We're just warming up.
Yes, most definitely. So stay tuned. And to piggyback off of what George said, we basically are the dynamic duo, and we're going to be bringing heat, fire, with powerful business information, with just relationship information, or what's going on in the world in general. So we're going to be, dropping some real topics that each and every one of you that's listening to us right now, where it can resonate with y'all. And also, let your significant others listen to this information. Not just you. Share the information. Share the information with your business partners or your business colleagues. Share the information with your sons and your daughters. Share the information with your uncles, your cousins, people that is on your board, whether it's the executive board or advisory board. Share this information, because you never know that this information may resonate with them, and it may excel them to the next level by taking a different type of action or a different type of approach in terms of what they're currently doing in their business or in their personal lives. All right. So we're going to be bringing consistent shows every week about business, health, marketing, and about building your brand. All right, so stay tuned, because you're going to be learning phenomenal content. So to everyone that's listening, remember that the strongest asset that each and every one of you have is your brain, and what you think about and what you take action on, that will become your reality. And your mentality creates your reality. Your mentality creates your reality. May God bless each and every one of you, and bye for now. Jordan, do you have any last pearls of wisdom for the audience?
No, I think you summed it up right there, bro. So I'm looking forward for the next episode, definitely. But yeah.
All right. So this is Arthur Robinson Jr. I'm the creator host of PowerfulInterviews.com and the Powerful Interview Podcast, the Powerful Interviews Podcast. So stay tuned for outside the box content that you are going to resonate with. And we have Jordan Phillip. He's a successful entrepreneur, successful businessman, and his brand is Income Over Expense. So we're doing the collaboration economy by bringing this fire, by bringing this business heat to each and every one of you. So stay tuned. Always put God first and always love yourself. And bye for now.